Hello, and welcome back to the GCP-Mindset channel. Today we'll talk about why training is essential in clinical research.
Welcome to the GCP-Mindset channel and all topics on clinical research.
Welcome to today's episode, where we're diving into a critical topic that affects every corner of modern medicine: training in clinical research. Now, clinical research is the foundation on which safe and effective therapies are built. It's what ensures that a new drug, device, or diagnostic tool is backed by evidence before reaching patients. But none of this happens in a vacuum. Behind every successful study is a team of professionals, from investigators and study nurses to CRAs, project managers, and data experts who must be trained to do their jobs well. You see, clinical research is highly regulated. We're talking about ICH GCP ISO 14155, the EU Clinical Trials Regulation, FDA rules, and so much more. These frameworks require that everyone involved is qualified. And being qualified doesn't just mean having a degree or experience, it means being trained and retrained consistently and thoroughly. Without that, you're risking not only patient safety, but the integrity of your entire trial. Let's take a closer look at investigators. These are usually physicians responsible for conducting the clinical trial at their site. They're not just following orders, they are legally and ethically accountable for how the study is conducted. And this means they need to be trained in several key areas. They need to know good clinical practice inside and out. They should understand the Declaration of Helsinki, how to obtain proper informed consent, how to document and report adverse events, and of course, how to follow the study protocol. In countries like Germany, ethics committees are now required to assess and verify that investigators have the right training, basic, advanced, and refresher courses. This isn't a formality. This is a safeguard for patients and the study itself. Training isn't just helpful, it's mandatory. Training also plays a huge role in improving trial quality and overall efficiency. Think about it. Errors in clinical trials aren't just paperwork issues. They can delay approvals, waste time, and cost millions. A trained team understands their roles clearly. Clinical research associates, for example, need to know how to implement remote or risk-based monitoring. Data managers must handle electronic data capture systems accurately. And project managers? They've got to juggle timelines, communication, and budget. The more trained your team is, the fewer the mistakes and the better your data. It's really that simple. Now let's talk about something a bit more strategic: training as a service. This is where clinical research organizations outsource their entire training function to specialized providers. These providers handle everything, from creating the content, to hosting the courses, to issuing certificates, to tracking progress and generating documentation. And not just any content, customized, role-specific training that covers everything from GCP to medical device law to pharmacovigilance and GDPR. For companies, this model is a game changer. It reduces internal admin work, ensures consistency across teams and countries, and makes you inspection ready at any moment. Training records are centralized and automatically maintained. And best of all, your staff always has access to the right knowledge at the right time. Okay, so what are the core trainings that every person in clinical research should complete? Let's go through them by role. For everyone involved in clinical trials, training should cover good clinical practice, data protection and confidentiality regulations, such as GDPR, a thorough understanding of ethics and the informed consent process, and a general introduction to how clinical trials are structured and conducted. Investigators and sub-investigators need additional training that covers their responsibilities under ICH GCP E6R2, national laws like the German AMG or European MDR, proper adverse event reporting procedures, and detailed knowledge of the specific clinical trial protocols they are overseeing. Study nurses and site staff should be equipped with GCP training that reflects their daily tasks, skills in accurate source documentation, patient safety procedures, and how to complete CRFs in line with protocol expectations. Clinical research associates and operations professionals should be familiar with various monitoring strategies, including on-site, remote, and risk-based models. They should also know how to conduct site initiation and closeout visits, prepare for audits and corrective action plans, and navigate EDC systems and query resolution. Data managers must understand the technical and procedural use of EDC platforms like metadata or OpenClinica. They also need competence in data validation and medical coding, as well as fluency in the principles outlined in good clinical data management practices. Regulatory and quality assurance professionals should be trained in international regulatory frameworks such as those from the FDA, EMA, and CTIS. They need a working knowledge of ISO standards, like ISO 14155, procedures for hosting audits, and implementing risk-based quality management. Project managers should be trained in clinical research budgeting, regulatory timeline planning, documentation workflows, and effective communication with both internal teams and external stakeholders. We've talked a lot about training as a requirement, but here's the truth. It's also a competitive advantage. Clinical trials today are faster, more decentralized, more digital, and more global than ever before. And that means static knowledge won't cut it. If your organization isn't investing in continuous training, you're falling behind. But if you are, you're not only reducing compliance risks and improving trial performance, you're building a confident, competent team that can adapt to change, innovate, and help bring new treatments to market faster. So, whether you're an individual just starting out or a company managing dozens of trials, remember this: training isn't just about checking a box. It's about building excellence. Thanks for tuning into this episode. If you found it valuable, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your colleagues. Until next time, stay curious, stay compliant, and keep learning.